That's Jack's Music Shop here in Red Bank, New Jersey.
I was just in there picking up some stuff, so let's see what I got. Greetings, y'all. Welcome to another episode. Today I will be talking about one of our favorite record stores growing up. It's still around, still kicking, still out there. We're talking Jack's Music Shop in Red Bank, New Jersey. Like I said, we used to go to this place growing up all the time. There were sort of two main ones, Jack's and Platypus, that we would go to. And then, of course, there were like places in the mall and stuff that we would hit up. But these were like the two big ones, you know, and Jack's is still there, and it moved. It used to be across the street on Broad Street in Red Bank. They moved. It's a little bit smaller than it used to be, but still a pretty good sized store. In like the 90s, I remember me and my friend Kurt, when we were in college, we used to go there every Tuesday when the new releases came out. They have a really good selection of new vinyl, some used vinyl, good selection of new CDs. Their selection of used CDs is just like second to none. I always find great stuff there, stuff I wouldn't think that I'd find there. It's not just like chock full of all these like records you always see, like REM Monster or Poison Greatest Hits or whatever. It's like these nuggets that you find in there that are just like, wow, I can't believe I found this. And the prices are like insane, like $1.95, $2.95. It's not, you know, weird to find the used CDs for those prices. Good stuff, you know. So I really love it. This visit, I went there because my nephew got a record player for Christmas and brought him there to, you know, test the waters. He's really got no like music collecting or anything like that. So I figured I will get some used records and let him try it out and see how he likes it. I don't really think he was that into it, to be quite honest. He's a really good musician, but he didn't really seem all that, you know, excited to be there digging through bins and everything. So when I was helping him look for stuff, I was trying to avoid buying anything for myself, but I couldn't resist. And I kind of dug a little bit through some of the used CDs and found some stuff. And there was one new CD something that I've been wanting to pick up for a little while there, and you know, walked over just to see if they had it, and it was like right there, and I was like, whatever, I'll pick it up. And it was new, and the price was good. I think it was maybe like $11 new, which is good. So this is my visit to Jack's. Couple of things I picked up. 2008, we get the band the Delta Spirit and their album Ode to Sunshine. I guess this is their debut like full length. I think they put out an EP before this. I like this band. I have one other CD by them. I can't remember the name of it though right now, but saw this, and again, I think it was really cheap. I think it was like $2. So I didn't know any of the songs on this or anything, but I liked that other CD I had by them, so I just decided I'd pick it up. And this case I need to replace. It broke. Jack's usually does a really good job with their used CDs too. Like they're a lot of times shrink wrapped, and you know, a lot of times they'll put them in new cases. I think I broke this, not them. But they do a good job. It's not like a lot of times you go to used CD places and you get them home, you're like, I gotta put this in a whole brand new case. Most of the time at Jack's you don't have to do that. Just pictures and stuff, no lyrics. And then there's the CD. But I like this. It's kind of alternative rock, maybe a little kind of roots, you know, to it, a little, you know, that kind of, not so much country, but, you know, kind of that Americana-ish kind of rock, I guess you would call it. I don't know. That sounded like an okay description, I guess. But some of the tracks on here I like are Tomorrow Goes Away, Trash Can, People Come On, Strange Vine, Streetwalker, and People Turn Around is another one I like. So really good. As like you can tell, I just listed almost most of the songs on here, so obviously this one turned out really well. 2021, we get the Go Team's recent record, Get Up Sequences Part 1. It's always dangerous when these bands release something called Part 1. I mean, I recently talked about the Van Halen Best of Volume 1, and there was never a Volume 2. And then you think of the Beastie Boys Hot Sauce Committee, which was supposed to be part one, but I guess they released that as part two. They just skipped part one and just went right to part two. But, so I don't know what this band's plans are, if this was like some bigger vision and they already have like part two done and it's coming out next year or this year or whatever. But it's always dangerous when you use that volume one for the title. Love this band, got all their stuff, electronica, really upbeat, kind of fun music. There's no booklet, this is it. This is the one I mentioned. I've been, wanting to pick this up for a while now. I just kind of been holding out. And when I saw it there, I just was like, whatever. And like I said, I think it was $11, which is pretty good. But I just, all their records, like there's been one or two they put out where I kind of held off on picking up. And then when I finally did get it, I was just like, oh yeah, man, I gotta buy these the day they come out because they're always great. I always enjoy these a lot. Some of the tracks on here I like are Cookie Scene, World Remember Me Now, A Bee Without Its Sting, I Loved You Better, and Pow. Another one I like on here. I always wondered how these guys would be live. I would imagine they'd put on a really good show, but great band. Check them out if you haven't. Go team, go check them out now. I'll wait. 1996, we get the Jackson 5 Ultimate Collection, best of, greatest hits, whatever you want to call it. It's got a couple tracks on here by Michael Jackson and Jermaine Jackson, so it's not just the Jackson 5 stuff, which I don't know that I'm that crazy about those songs. I would have preferred just Jackson 5 stuff, but one or two of them might have been released as the Jackson 5 and then later, relisted as like solo stuff. But, what do you need to say about the Jackson 5? We all know who they are. Some good liner notes in here and everything. I recently did some videos about my favorite songs of all time, and one of which is I Want You Back, which is on this. And I mentioned in that video how like I really should have like a greatest hits collection of Jackson 5 or something like that. It seems foolish not to. So when I was there at Jack's and I walked by the R&B used section, saw this there, I think it was $3, and I was like, oh, there we go, that'll do it. Really good. There's some good stuff on here. My favorite tracks are, like I mentioned, I Want You Back, which is one of my favorite songs of all time, ABC, I'll Be There, and The Love You Save, which is a really good track as well. I really like that stuff. I like that their early like Motown R&B stuff. I think later they get a little more into kind of dance music, which I'm not that crazy about. I like the earlier stuff better. But glad to finally have this. It makes sense to have this. Feels like something you should have. But that's it. That's all I picked up this time. Like I said, I wasn't really there to buy stuff for myself. Really just there to help my nephew maybe find some records. Usually if I'm going to Jack's to buy stuff for myself, I'll go through those bins for a few hours, and this video would have been 5 times as long. I would have had 10 or 15 CDs for sure. And I recently just got a new apartment right like maybe 2 blocks away from Jack's, which is a little dangerous. I'm gonna have to be careful and not find myself wandering over there like every week like I used to back in college. But that's that. Let me know what you think of these. If you're familiar with these, tell me some tracks you like on them. I'd love to hear that. I appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time. Thanks.